As a Man Thinketh. As a Man Thinketh. Please go get the book, As a Man Thinketh. Go ahead and get that book, As a Man Thinketh. It's very important that you get that book. Go on YouTube. The summary is there too. The summary is there. Go on YouTube. You will see the summary in there. Someone called me yesterday and was telling me how this platform has transformed, his life. And again, decision making is better off. And I was so full with joy. Another one sent a voice note. Was it last 3 weeks now, so to say, and was giving testimony on how this platform has helped her. You see, this is the joy that I have, to see how we can actually learn together and grow together. We learn together and then we grow together. I think collectively we do much more, so that at the end it will be all for one and then one for all. We are all supporting one and then one is supporting all of us. And I think with that we'll be really, really making progress together or collectively. We go straight. What we've got here today, we have said, is actually wet mindset. Wet mindset. Wet mindset. Meaning there is a mindset for wet. When we say wet mindset, that means there is a specific mindset that will lead to wet creation, or that will lead to wet. And there is also a mindset that leads to poverty. There is a mindset that's certainly going to lead to wealth. There is also a mindset that will lead to poverty. When we say mind and then set, is actually a mind. Okay, let's give an example like a concrete. If you mix stone with water with cement together, do you know when you newly mix it, a little child can go ahead and just kick wherever you have done. At the end of the day, you see that you can scatter that particular concrete or anything that you are trying to set with the concrete. It can be scattered. That's the mind that is not set yet. But you see, a mind that is set is going to take a lot, sledgehammer, so many things to actually destroy it. That's mindset. A mind that has been set. But you see, for a mind to finally be set, so many things need to go into that mind. Like we have cement, the concrete, water, mix it together. Finally, we set up that mind. Please, if you mute yourself, I think it will be very helpful. You see, when it comes to finance, when it comes to money, you have to have, as in there's a need for you to actually force yourself to build a strong mindset. It's a force, it's a battle. And it's something that you will do intentionally. It is something that you will deliberately make decision like, man, I need to force myself to have what we call a strong mindset. It's a deliberate decision that you need to take. Of course, we all want to be successful. We all want to succeed in life. But you see, it requires cultivating the right mental toughness and resilience. For you to succeed in life, you need to cultivate the right mental toughness. You have to put in the work to transform your mind. You need to put into the work so much more that can actually enable you to transform your mind. You see, the human's mind is incredibly powerful. The human's mind, that's something God has given to man that is so powerful. It has no limits with the mind. The human's mind, there is no limit to it. No limit. But you see, let me tell you something. Like James Allen said, he said the mind is like a garden. One of the principles in that book, he said the mind is like a garden. whether you plant anything in the garden or not, something certainly is going to grow in the garden. What we do always happen, or what we always allow, is we allow the mind to run on autopilot. We are actually absorb what we call disempowering beliefs, and there is a particular thought pattern which will come from people around us, and without you questioning them, what will happen is you will start living a life of self-imposed limitation without questioning those things. Like the garden, anything weed certainly is going to grow in that garden. What we end up doing when we allow it to run on autopilot, we would have created a life of self-imposed limitation, and without even at the end of the day realizing the change that is going on around us. I can tell you, there are so much untapped potentials and resources inside you that you are yet to discover. What you have is, you have the power to rewrite your own mindset. The script that is actually on your mind, you have the power to rewrite it. It is you. I think Bill Gates was saying, if you are born poor, it's not your fault. But if you remain poor or die poor, then it's your fault. All I'm saying now certainly is not going to be easy, no. What I tell you is certainly worth it. If you make the right decision now to change the way you think, to change your mindset about circumstances or around everything that concerns managing, multiplying, and making money. You see, the path to an empowered mindset starts with taking full responsibility for your life. The path to an empowered mindset, it actually starts from you making decision to take responsibility for your life. I was reading a book, I can't really remember who said it. He was talking about responsibility. He was saying that responsibility is respondability. Respondability. Respond to your ability. Respond to your ability. Who was that? Was it Miles Morone? I know I read the book and the person was trying to interpret responsibility, and he said it's how you actually respond to your ability. So it takes you by taking full responsibility for your life. As long as you continue to blame others rather than blaming yourself, you will remain stuck. But you see, the mindset that you need to actually have can only be built from the inside. If you see the design that we shared around, I wrote something in that design. I said you cannot travel within and stand still without. How many of you remember that? If you look at it very well, we said something in that flyer that we sent, the e-flyer that we were sending around. There's something we wrote there, that you can't travel within and stand still without. What we were trying to say there is, you cannot make progress on your inside and that it will not show forth on your outside. There is no way you will make progress on your inside. It will take a matter of time. You must make progress on your outside. People will see it physically. Like James Allen also said, he said thoughts are things. It's just that they are not tangible. You can't see it, but they are actually in the intangible realm. Thoughts are things. He now says something in that book. He said, if you hold the thoughts long enough, He said you will produce the material equivalent. James Allen said, he said, thoughts are things. All you need to do is hold on to the thoughts long enough. He said you will produce the material equivalent. You will produce. In fact, if you start thinking of buying a car, of buying a car, of buying a car, you continue to think like that. James Allen said it will only take a little time. That particular mindset that you have built on yourself, he said the same material equivalent will show forth, will just appear. You yourself, you'll be wondering, how did it happen? Why? Because you allow yourself to be dominant in terms of positive mindset of getting a car. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Zion. You allow yourself to stay much more. Please, nobody should give us thumbs up again because you're going to distract us. I don't want to be distracted. Thank you. I know you appreciate what we do, but let's stick to it. At the end, we can actually allow you to speak. See, let me let you know something. Anybody that you see that is really poor, it's not God that has made the person so. It's the person's mindset that has made the person so. I can tell you, where you are now, as at today, the level at which you operate is actually a product of your mind. It's a product of your mind. You don't see things, like I said the other day, you don't see things the way things are. You see things the way you are. Someone type that on the chat group. You don't see things the way things are. You see things the way you are. That is how you see things. Is what is on your inside. You cannot make progress on your inside without it to not show forth. So it's about the mind. What are you seeing? When I say what are you seeing, is not with your physical eyes, but I'm talking about with your mind. What are you seeing in your mind? That's the question. I've once shared a story about the barbers in America. What they did, the barbers came together and like, how can we show within our community that we are really, really important? So they came together, all the barbers in America. HOF Media, thank you for joining. They came together. And what was the question? What can we do to impart and let the society know that we are really important? At that forum, they made a decision and said, okay, why not let us go into the streets and look out for someone that is really, really unkept. Because they actually hire a consultant, and the consultant told them, I said, go into the streets, look out for someone that is completely, unkept. All these homeless people that are for like maybe 10 years, they have not even shaved, they have not barbed their hair. So that was what they did. Based on the advice that the consultant that they consulted gave to them. And then the consultant told them and said, why not get into a look out for a hall, and in that hall get this person that is unkept, shave the person, clean the person up, and then present the person and let people see how you can actually change the look of people. So what they did, they rented one hotel, the hall in the hotel, where they were going to do the conference, so to say. And they went into the city or into the community and got someone that was really unkept, homeless. For how many years the guy have not barbed, rag all over him, was really dirty. So what they did first, they needed to shave him. They shaved him and gave him a clean cut, skin cut, very clean. He didn't end there. They decided to put him on a suit with a tie. On the day they were making the presentation or the conference, They wrote a very big inscription and said, look what America barbers can actually do to a man. That look at what an American, or look at what Americans barbers have done to an unkept man. They wrote it and it was so big. But before they shaved him, they have initially taken a photo of him when he was unkept. So when they finally shaved him, they took him a photo again. When they put suit on him with tie, they took a photo of him. So they had 3 photos. And on that day of the presentation, the photo, they hung it right in the hotel where they were having the presentation. And this very guy that they shaved was the one shaking people and welcoming people in. He was the one actually welcoming people and shaking them. And his photos, 3 of his photos, they make it very big, and that was hung at the hotel where they were having the presentation. At the end of that presentation, the manager of the hotel called this very man that they have cleaned up and said, what are you doing? He said, nothing, that he's just in the street and all of that. He said, okay, can you see me tomorrow by 3? I'm going to give you a job. He said, okay, that's fine. The next day by 3 o'clock, the manager was waiting. The manager of the hotel was to give this guy a job, which the barber in America have actually cleaned up, shaved, and wanted to make impact and create their awareness that, oh, they are really, really important in the community or in the society. 3 o'clock, the manager was waiting. Past 3, this guy didn't show up. 4 o'clock, the guy never showed up. The manager has already promised to give him a job, but the guy didn't show up. What then happened? The manager, after a while, forgot about the entire thing because the guy didn't show up all through. 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, 2 months. One day, the manager was just walking in the corridor and saw the photo of the guy that they have initially snapped, and like, this guy initially promised him a job. Where is this guy? It's something hit the manager and said, no, I need to look out for this guy. He took the photo that they snapped, the 3, took one of it and ran into the community and was looking for the guy and was asking people, do you know this guy? Do you know this guy? And they were all saying, no, we don't know him. All of a sudden, it dawned on him and said, no, it's like I have the wrong photo. The photo he actually had with him was the photo where they have cleaned him up with a suit and everything. The manager ran back to the hotel, took the photo where he was never cleaned with rag, with everything unkept and everything, took that very photo, ran into the city. Just the first person he asked and said, sorry, do you know this guy? They said, yes, we know him. Come and look at where he is. So the manager followed them. Do you know this guy that they have cleaned up, they have shaved, it was actually back to the same place they took him from. You know what happened to him? His look was changed. The clothes and everything was changed. What never changed was his mind. That was why he was back to the same place they actually took him from. Let me let you know something. If you change everything around you without changing your mentality, without changing your mindset, I tell you the truth, you will be back to the same position that you were, no matter the amount of money they are going to give to you. If you don't change your mindset, you are going to be back again to the same spot which you actually were cleaned up from. It didn't take too long. The guy was back to the same spot where they took him from. What are you allowing to enter your mind? Because anything that is entering your mind certainly is shaping your future and shaping you. It was the Bible that said, as a man thinketh in his heart. Wait a minute. as a man thinketh. Hold on. Is there something that have to do with thoughts? Thinketh, as a man thinketh. So you mean the way I will think, that's how I will be. So to be worthy is simple. All you just need to do, start thinking that you are worthy. So that means it has to do with thoughts. As a man thinketh, so is he. That means there is a connection between thoughts and your words. As a man thinketh, so is he. There is a connection between your thought process and then your words, or money flowing into you. You see, money is a magnet. The same thing, the way you are thinking will determine whether you are repelling it or you are actually attracting. So if we say as a man thinketh, so easy, you can't make progress much more than your dominant thought. What you focus on the longest is actually the strongest, that will become the strongest in you. What are you thinking on? If you allow negative thoughts to dominate you, there is no way you can produce any meaningful results. So thought, it's important. What are you thinking? What are you allowing to enter your mind? Because thoughts certainly will shape you, will determine who and how you actually operate. And like I said before, the very path to empower your mindset starts by you taking full responsibility. Let me let you know something. There are files already, just like the computer files, already in your mind. You need to delete some of it. There are so much more that you need to delete, and then start to reprogram or install new files that can really help you to see things differently. Two guys went into the community because we are going to see things the way we are. Is what is on the inside that will determine what we see whenever we interpret things or we see things. How we interpret things is based on what is on our inside. Those two guys that went into the community, one saw that the community people, they were walking with barefoot, but another saw that no, this is a business opportunity. He went into the market, bought slippers and started selling. They saw the same circumstance or environment, but one saw business, while the other person was seeing the primitive nature or the primitive this of the people in the community. How are you interpreting anything around you is actually based on how you are, what you have on your inside. That is how you are interpreting anything. Anything that you are interpreting is what you have on the inside, and that is where decision comes from. Your decision is actually what decides your destiny. Decision decide your destiny. So we must start by reprogramming our mindset. Of course, it's much harder than programming it. To reprogram is more harder because it's always difficult. What you've learned before, to not start on learning it is always difficult. But that's the first thing you really need to do. That's the first thing you need to do, by reprogramming yourself. Anytime you actually catch yourself slipping into an old negative thought pattern, you need to flood your mind with affirmation of what you actually want to be. Do you want to be rich? Start thinking rich. Do you want to be successful? Start thinking success. Do you want to make progress? Start thinking progress. You must guide your mind jealously. Don't allow negative thoughts to grow from your mind. And don't be negative in your thoughts process at all. Be happy. Deliberately make choice to be happy. If you see any nice and really beautiful car that pass you by, don't start saying, where are all these people getting money? Thief. Don't do that. Be happy with anything that is good. You see a beautiful car, celebrate it and say, wow, nice car. This car, by next week, I'm going to buy this car. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. You must deliberately think on good things or good things. You must say it loud to yourself. Sometimes there's a need to shout it loud that I am a super success. That's you talking to yourself. I'm a first-class champion. Me, I say that to myself every day. I am a super success. I am a first-class champion. You see, over time, the reputation certainly will build new hearts for you. Your mindset starts changing at the deeper level if you keep reputation. Yes, anything you actually want in your life, before you sleep, go through them. Let your mind actually be built on those things. The material equivalent will show up. The material equivalent will show up. Sometimes people may say you are faking it when you start doing that. I'm rich. But they are seeing that they will be asking you questions. You say you are rich, but we can't see it. I think someone once said, he said, fake it until you make it. He said, fake it until you make it. You see, very soon your mind will start operating as default, because it's whatsoever that you have on the inside that will be bettered on the outside. Yes, they may not be seeing it, but when you get hold on it, don't stop talking it. Don't stop saying it. Hold this so strong. Keep repeating it over and over again. Before you know it, you'll see that your mind will start changing. Apart from your mind start changing, your life will start changing, because the material equivalent will certainly be very, very present, and people will be able to see it. You see, thought alone certainly is not going to be enough. What you need to do is you need to actually translate into new mindset, into what I refer to as consistent action, by building new habits. I've talked about thought. I've said now, just thinking it is not just enough, but you need to build what we call consistent action by looking at for your habits. You need to build new habits. You need to build new routine which will reinforce or reestablish your beliefs. So we've seen our thoughts, which is the way we think, but you see, habit is another key. Though once you get it right through your thought process, it will shape in and influence your habits. If you need to sign up for some classes to go and learn, go ahead and learn new things. If you need to apply for a job, apply for it. Stop wasting the time. It's not just sufficient to be thinking, I am worthy, I'm worthy. No, you need to cultivate strong habits. If there are things you need to do, go ahead and do them. That job, apply for it. Don't stay silent. If you are the type that don't speak before, speak up. Next time, speak up. Action, they say, breed action. At first, it will be very, very hard, and it will look hard. It will be taxing to override the whole pattern. But you see, change always involves friction. Never avoid the things that can stretch your comfort zone. Don't avoid it at all. Don't avoid it. Embrace it. Napoleon Hill. I don't know if, of course, many of us have read that book. Napoleon Hill book. He wrote the book Think and Grow Rich. Please, all these books I'm mentioning, please, it's important you read them. If you can't read them, go to YouTube. Just type summary of the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. You'll see the summary, and under 10 minutes, you would have finished the entire book. Think and Grow Rich. Wait a minute. Think and Grow Rich. I've told you before, there is connection between your thought process and then your words. Here comes another person that have written a book that said, Think and Grow Rich. We used to know that it is work and grow rich. But Napoleon, according to Napoleon is saying there is a connection between your mind and then the amount of money flowing towards your direction. There is a connection between thinking and then words. There is a connection between thinking and then your words. Do you know hanging around rich people will stretch your mind and actually draw you closer to words? You see, rich people, there is a way they think. I am telling you, there is a way they think. There is a book, The Millionaire or Billionaire Next Door. Go and look out for that book, it will help you. How rich people actually behave, how they think, how they speak. You see, just having a thought that you are worthy may feel you are faking it. You must fake it until you actually make it. Please write this down. Your mind does not recognize the difference between reality and imagination. I'll repeat that. Your mind does not recognize the difference between reality and imagination. I think there's a book, The Power of the Subconscious Mind. The Power of the Subconscious Mind. Go and read all this book. Go. I still remember the title. I'm trying to remember the author. But if you type it, The Power of the Subconscious Mind, certainly the author will come up. There's no difference between your, like I said, your mind does not recognize the difference between reality and then your imagination. Do you know with your imagination? Who was saying imagination? Somebody was speaking on imagination. I said it's actually image formation, which is form the image. Form the image. Image formation. Form the image. Use your mind to form the image. Do you know with your mind, there is no limitation? You can travel with your mind to America as we are speaking. You can travel to Nigeria with your mind as we are speaking. You can actually be in Glasgow with your mind as we are speaking. There is no limitation. I think I was reading a book. It said, you are what you think. You are what you think. Then he now went further to say, but you are not what you think you are. He said, you are whatsoever you think. Anything you are thinking, you are what you think. But he went further to say, he said, you are not what you think you are. You are not what you think you are. So there is no limitation to your imagination. You see, there is nothing as powerful as a changed mind. You can change your hair, your clothes, you can change your house, but if you don't change your mind, the same experience will perpetuate itself over and over again. Because everything actually outwardly change, but nothing will change inwardly if you don't on your own deliberately decide to change it. So for the outwardly to change, For you to change on the outward, you need to change on the inward. You need to change your inside. You need to change on your inside. As a man thinketh, remember James Allen? Please, it's important that you read that book. First, you think. Second, you understand, and then the next before you speak. It's thinking. And thinking has to do with the mind. Your thinking actually determines your totality. Your thinking determines your totality. Meaning the totality, everything that you are, you have been, is a product of your thoughts. Is a product of your thought. We have said you need to delete some old files and reinstall new files. But what are these files that you should be actually reinstalling, or that you need to install? I think while I was preparing, I was just laughing when I was reading it or typing and trying to put some of it together. What are the files you should install? You can write this down. Once you are able to put all of this together and focus on it, you will change your life. There is a guide, I think it's the Bible that mentioned it, that it said whatsoever things are good, please install that file. Whatsoever things are honest, please, I want you to install the file of honesty. Whatsoever things that are just, please install that file. Whatsoever thing that are pure, I want you to install that particular file. Whatsoever things that are lovely, please install the file. Whatsoever things that are of good report. You see, the Bible said, think of these things. Those are the things you should put your mind on. No negative thoughts. No negative thought. Because you see, thought suddenly will crystallized into what I refer to as habits, and habit will solidify into circumstances. I'll repeat that again. I said thoughts we crystallized into habits, and habit will actually solidify into circumstances. Your thought is important. What you are thinking is important. James Allen said, he said the body is a servant to the mind. And that's true. The body is the servant of the mind. Is whatsoever you give to it, it's actually what it will produce. Is whatsoever you give to it, that's what it will produce. How do you cultivate the right mindset? How do you cultivate a worthy mindset? There are things you need to do. Please, it's important that you shift your focus. Focus on abundance instead of scarcity. Focus on abundance instead of scarcity. That's one of the ways you need to cultivate a worthy mindset. I think in our platform, I summarized the 10 commandments of money. Please go ahead and look out for that book. 10 commandments of money. Many believe that money is evil. No. It's not money that is evil. Because we so misinterpret the Bible when we say that word that money is evil. The Bible never said money is evil. It's the misinterpretation of what money is. That's not what the Bible said. So please, you need to shift your focus. Focus on abundance instead of scarcity. You need to set goals. And those goals should be measurable goals. Your goals should be smart. It needs to be specific. It should be time bound. Please, I beg you. Number 3, I think you need to actually practice, gratitude. Be grateful for whatsoever that you have. Just be grateful. Practice good gratitude. Practice gratitude. Good manner for being thankful for whatsoever that you have. If you can think enough, what you have is actually enough. Please seek knowledge. That's number 4. Seek knowledge. Seek knowledge. Run after knowledge. Pursue knowledge. You need to learn. You need to continue to learn. You need to unlearn. And you need to improve. You need to improve. That's another thing. Don't leave it the way it is. Improve on whatsoever that you already have. Seek for knowledge. Please, seek knowledge. Practice what I refer to as CQIC, which is continuous improvement quality culture. Continuous improvement quality culture, CQIC. Continuous CIQC, if I got that right. Continuous improvement quality culture. Number 5, surround yourself with positive people. In fact, I deliberately do that. You cannot see me around negative people. You can never catch me with negative people. Never. I deliberately do that. Negative people, never. There's a saying that says, show me your friends and then I'll tell you. So who are the people around you? Who are you surrounding yourself with? Ask yourself that question. Who are you surrounding yourself with? Who are you surrounding yourself with? Deliberately. Only quality people. Only OQP. Only quality people. Practice that. Anybody that is negative shouldn't be found around you. Never. Deliberately, anybody that is negative should not be seen around you at all. Only quality people. Only quality people. OQP. OQP. Tell yourself, from today, my life is all about OQP. Only quality people. If you surround yourself with quality people, it will not take time. Your life will be full of quality. I can tell you that. Iron sharpens iron. Who are your friends? Who do you mingle with? And that's why you need to actually engage. Make friends with rich people. Make friends with rich people. When they are talking in millions, in billions. They are talking, they don't have time to gossip. They don't have time to gossip. Williams, make your friends to be quality people that don't have time for gossip. Samuel, Terry, ensure there is only quality people. Victoria, Ben, only quality people that is permitted. From today, make a decision and say, it's only quality people. It's only quality people. Not people that come before you and they are gossiping about another person. Gossip is the last class to attend before becoming a witch. I'll repeat that again. Gossip is the last class to attend before becoming a witch. Anybody that brings anything gossip to you, close your ears. Don't allow it. Don't allow it. Only quality people that are permitted. Surround yourself with positive people, people that are positive. Spend time with successful people. Anybody that is successful in anything you want, go closer. Don't be in envy. Don't say no. Bring down yourself. Subject yourself and say, no, please teach me. Teach me your way. I want to learn. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. You need to turn I can't into I will. Turn I can't. Don't say I can't. Just say I will. I will do it. And certainly you will do it. And then there is a need for you to actually focus on others. Provide value to others and help them build something that is really valuable. Something that is really valuable. Your friends is very important. Who you move with, who you surround yourself with. There's a popular quote that we used to say, whatsoever you follow determine what follows you. Who you follow determine what follows you. In summary, your life prosperity begins and ends with how you think. I can tell you that. Whatsoever you do in your mind will show up in your character. Whatsoever you do inside you will show up in your character. So there is a need to actually manage your mind. And what your mind will always give you is whatsoever that is already on it or in it. Wherever you are today is actually the function of your mind. Wherever you are today, whatsoever that is happening around you today is as a result of your mind, is the function of your mind. You are actually the expression of all that is in your mind. Please, I beg you. Please, how you perceive anything around you have to do with your mind. Remember I said, we don't see things the way things are. We see things the way we are. You will interpret things the way you are. Your decision is a product of what you have on the inside. If you have knowledge inside you, it will speak out in your decision making. Recently, I learned something, and I've been working on myself on that. And really, it has really helped me. Learning new thing that is positive, there is no way to not help you. There's no way. If I tell you what I have learned, it's really hard to do. But if you can, it will be really, really productive. It will be really helpful. I made a decision. Whatsoever that happens around me, I will not scream. I will not shout. I have the ability now to let go. I will just be quiet. I'll be watching. I'll keep quiet and just watch you. It's a new decision I have made. Anything, whether you are wrong, whether I'm right, we don't win by right. We win by great application of wisdom. I'll repeat that. We don't win by right. We win by great application of wisdom. You will always win, not by right, but applying wisdom. You see, thank you, Zion. That is how you win, not by right. Try and cultivate that with me too. It's something I'm learning. It's hard, very difficult. But I tell you, thank you, Terry. If you can engage like that and say, no, yes, I'm right, but I decide to be quiet. I tried it even today. I applied this principle today. Naturally, it's very difficult. It's very difficult for me to quiet, especially when I know I'm right. Never. You can never see me quiet. But you see, thank God for God. Thank God for growth. and I'm winning on that side. Even though I'm right, I'll be quiet, I'll be watching. Sometimes your greatest weapon is in your ability to shut up. I'll repeat that. Sometimes your greatest weapon is in your ability to seal your mouth and just shut up. Don't talk. Don't talk. Be quiet. That's a weapon. A strong weapon. The ability to be quiet. They'll be expecting you to talk, but be quiet. Don't say a word. I remember, I want to close with this. I remember there was a place I worked before, and the person that was there was just misbehaving, acting funny. At the point I said, no, I need to put in my resignation. I need to resign. They said, no, George, we can't let you go. You are so valuable to us here. We can't. I said, no, I'm leaving. I'm leaving. This is my resignation. So I put in the resignation. So they now called for a meeting. The meeting, all the top management, they were there and I was there. I just sat down and all that. And then the very people that were making the trouble and causing all of the trouble, they came. So they were asking what happened, what happened, what happened. You need to see when people start opening their mouths. But you see, in that meeting, I can tell all of you the truth. I didn't utter one word. I was in the right. But I didn't mention one. I don't know how I controlled myself. I didn't say a word. I kept quiet. I was so silent. They asked me what has happened. I said, no, sorry. Sorry about the noise. It's going to go off soon. They asked me for me to say my part, but I said nothing. I'm okay, but it's just that I'm going to be out of the place. So, but I know I've imparted, and then they have imparted me in this office, but I just need to move on. And I really, really kept quiet and I moved on. But do you know what happened? I started a new place. That place that I started, I knew it. That this same person, very soon, in fact, it's the third time they have moved the person to wherever I'm working. I'm telling you the truth. You will not believe it. The third time. Though, as at today, the person is not there, but I still have a strong belief system that very soon the person will be moved again. From nowhere. I left that place. I started working somewhere else. But you see, in the new place I was working, I was like the boss there, like the oga, bata bata. Anything must start and end with me in that office. And they were to send someone to come and work. Do you know it was this same person, and he never knew I was the boss or I was the oga, like we would say in our local language. Only for the person to appear, and they said, go straight to the manager's office. The manager is there. Immediately the person opened the door, I was the one. But you see, I didn't still, I just said, go ahead, do your work, and these are your job description. But the person was really unsettled, was very, very unbalanced. And before you know it, the next day they booked the person for like a week shift. The person didn't show up the next day. As if that was not it. That place I left there, I started working in another place again. After like maybe 1 year or 2 years. Do you know they posted this guy again to the same place? And they said, go to the manager's office. Immediately the person opened. Second time it's happening to the person. And the last one is where I'm currently working now. Where I am currently working. The same person came there and they said, oh, go and meet the oga. Only for the person to come, I was the one. The same person. What am I trying to say? Sometimes, the only way you win is actually with wisdom. With great application of wisdom. And not by right. I'm really sorry for that noise. Is the alarm coming up? I'm really sorry, please. Yeah, let's see if we can get some questions. I think we will round up there by saying You need to apply wisdom if you must win. Your ability to remain silent is wisdom. It's not weakness, it's strength. Book to study, Think and Grow Rich. The book to study, yes, Think and Grow Rich is Napoleon Hill. Yes. Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, that's the writer of the book. The first book I mentioned was James Allen, As a Man Thinketh. It's very important you get these books. Go and read them. Let's get some questions in the house. If you got any question, unmute yourself. She has not learned her lessons yet. That's why. Really? Is it that? Yeah, no, but maybe God just wants to show her. I don't really think she's not learned a lesson. I don't really think so. But maybe God just wants to show her something. Because what really happened is this, that I didn't go in detail. What happened is that the name the person was bearing in the first office that we met was not different from the name the person came with. Those of you in the UK, you will understand what has happened there. But anyway, let's leave that. Let's get questions.
I have a question.
Yes. All right, go ahead, Amechi. Go ahead.
So, sir, I really thank God for this teaching. But what I want to say is this: the Bible says, "If I regard iniquity in my heart, the Lord will not hear me." What if somebody was, provoking me or doing something that I don't like? Then I try to keep quiet. I try to keep silent. Wouldn't it be a sin to me if I fail to let that person know the way I felt or the way I am feeling about that issue? Wouldn't it be a sin?
Okay, you see, it's the same thing. It's very hard. For me, it was really hard. It has even happened to me today. I'm not saying yesterday. Today. But I kept quiet. Please, if someone have offended you and all of that, and then you just decide to be quiet, be quiet. It is not weakness. It's the strength. Be quiet and let go. Forgive the person. Don't forget, we have said whatsoever things are good, whatsoever things are of good report, these are the things. In fact, you have better things to put your mind on, because when you channel your energy in arguing or fighting the person or exchanging words, you are losing. You are the one losing. Should you tell people that they have offended you? Yes, you can do that, but calmly. Oh, what you did, I am not really happy. But if the person is arguing, and leave the person alone and move on.
God bless you, sir.
Practice it. Practice will help you. It's for your strength. It's for your own balance. Go ahead, Terry, your question.
Yeah, God bless you, sir. I really enjoyed you. I enjoyed the lessons. My question is, as a man, you try to push forward thinking. I want to ask question concerning thinking and mindset. So you are thinking and you are trying to push it forward, and something is withdrawing you back, and you try by all means to push, to make sure you push forward. At the tail end, when you are trying to get that thing and you just see yourself moving back, what will you do, sir?
Okay, you have been thinking of moving forward. It's been on you in your mind moving forward. Then, very close to it, all of a sudden you see yourself not either getting that thing or you are backward again. Is that your question?
Yeah, that's my question, sir. That's it, sir.
You see, sometimes there is no a yes and no this thing, because you just said something. Are you seeing it now? You just said something. There could be one or two things that you would have done that was not right while you were making plans towards that thing. I wouldn't say, oh, you were wrong, you were right, or this. No. Why? Because I don't know the full detail of whatsoever it was. But I tell you the truth, it's very, very possible you've not been able to achieve that thing because there were some certain things you didn't get right or you didn't do right.
No, not really,
sometimes, sir. Sometimes you may even get it right. It may not also come your way, as the case may be.
Yeah.
If it didn't come your way, my brother, let go of it. If it didn't come, let go of it. You've been thinking right. You see, let me let you know something. You need to write this down.
Okay, sir.
After your very best effort, it is the will of God.
You are right.
After your best effort, you have put your best into it, and that is still didn't work, it didn't work, that's the will of God. After every best effort, it is the will of God. But you may need to speak to me personally, Terry. Call me personally. Let's have 1-to-1. Okay?
All right. I would love to
Go
do
ahead,
that.
Stacy. Go ahead with your question.
God bless you, sir. It's Stacy Osman. God bless you, sir.
Go ahead, sir.
The Lord is your strength, sir. This is wow. I know God have endowed you with more wisdom and more knowledge, and you have a lot to give. But I'm very, very grateful for today teaching. But I want to say something before I ask the question. I want to say something concerning that sister that's always coming on your way. I want you to take it in the. You are a Christian, I know, by God's grace. I want us to take it in God's way as well. That God wants you for her to feel comfortable, because you said He come a week, He did not show up. I mean, they sent her there, He did not show up for a week. But I will try to let you know that God is saying for you to befriend her, for her to be very comfortable and confident that you are forgotten past, that now everything become new. That's what I mean. For her to be very settled, maybe around you or anytime you come across you as well. God bless you. That's I'll just give you a little contribution on that. So the question I want to ask, because you say, as a man thinketh, so he is. If a man is thinking big and is in a congregation that think low, because I think somebody asked a more similar question, or is not up to what you are affiliation to become, or your thickness, or you're looking forward to God to be. What can you do in the terms of that, sir? I don't know if you get the question, sir.
Okay, I think I get it. Your point is, in the environment that you are in, you know, the way things are within that environment certainly is not going to enhance your way of thinking. It may have a kind of a cap or a limitation on the way you're thinking. I think that's your second question. But going back to your contribution, you see, to be sincere with you, the last time that very girl came my way, I don't know why she keep coming. 3 times she's come. Wherever I am, they will post her. I'm the oga there. She will feel very uncomfortable. The last time she came, I actually called her, sat her down. I said, I understand what has happened in the past. But
Thank you.
Yes, I did. I can tell you the truth. I did. I understand what has happened in the past, because this time around it was even worse. Why? Because you're like, you had this name of that. This is the name that you are using to work. All of a sudden you came in another office again with another name entirely. You know, like I said, those of you in the UK, you know what happened there. But you see, I called her, sat her down. I said, I know in your mind you are unsettled, but you see, this is like the 3rd time you are coming my way. God is actually revealing to you that I'm not a bad person to you, neither am I a wicked person to you, neither whatsoever you have done in the past. You yourself, you know within yourself that it was a bad act, it was something really bad you did. But in spite of what, I was silent, I was quiet, I didn't utter a word. But I have let go. There is no problem. Please, I want you. I know in your mind that you'll be thinking, oh, I'm going to use this. No, I will not use it against you. I want you to continue. But the next day, the girl never showed up, because there is no way the girl will be very comfortable. Because I think after like 2 years, the director of that particular place that I resigned from called me back. They were begging and said, please, I need to come back and work with them. I need to come. I just told them, I said, sorry, I've moved on. I can't come back. They said, no, that girl, that time they fired her, that they discovered she was manipulative, she lied, she did this. I said, well, sorry, I can't actually come back. They begged and begged, oh, how much do you want? How much will we pay? I said, sorry, I can't go back. But on that very girl, I let go. In fact, that I was quiet that day means actually I forgave her whatsoever she has done. I think the same thing happened to Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ was quiet when they asked him a question. Are you the king of the Jews? I think it was who asked him. You see, that's strength. Just keep quiet sometimes. It's good. It's strength that you're actually manifesting. Keep quiet. Just be quiet. Don't react. When you react, it may be something. Yes, Yetunde, go ahead. Let's quickly get that question. Your second question.
What?
Your second question. Yes, what
sir.
was it again?
I ask when you say as a man thinketh. So
yes. Okay, yes, in your environment. Okay, quickly. Let me tell you the truth. It's the truth I want to tell you. Your environment will shape. I can tell you, your environment will shape how your decision will flow. The environment is a key to perception. How you perceive, how you see things, your environment. You see, a lot of us in Nigeria, a lot of us from Nigeria, you see, we are still here in this country. Our behavior is as a result of our environment where we grew up from. We so embrace it, it's difficult to leave it. So, will your environment impact on your decision making? Will your environment impact on your growth? Will your environment impact on how you finally believe in your life? The answer is yes. But here comes the question. What should you do? You see, there are two things you need to do. One, you may need to deliberately try to impart your knowledge in that environment and start changing the way people think, the way people do things in that environment. Number two is to leave that environment. Two things you need to do. One, try to impart in that environment which you are and try to change the way people see things, the way people do things. Number two, if you cannot change the way people do things and all of that, I tell you the truth. According to my mentor said, leave that environment. Don't stay in that environment, because that environment will kill your potential. That environment will kill the way your productivity will be. Again, it's also very important you pray. Seek the face of God. Look at what God is telling you. If God is, you see, God will always tell you. God will always speak to you and say, stay or leave or whatever. Whether you leave, it doesn't stop the progress of that place. Whether you stay, it doesn't stop the progress of that place. It's God that is orchestrating our path. He will certainly orchestrate your path when you turn to Him. Let's get the questions from Yetunde. Yetunde, please.
Thank you, sir. God bless you, sir. I really appreciate that. Very correct, sir.
Thank you. Yetunde, hand was up.
Yes, it was up. I just
go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much, George. I just want to put a bit of contribution, because I was a living witness to the last lady you were talking about.
Yetunde, before you continue, to be sincere, Yetunde happened to be the manager of where I work. And Yetunde actually is a witness to the girl. In fact, Yetunde was actually the one that gave her all the shifts.
I was the one that called her for that shift.
Go ahead, Yetunde.
And actually, it wasn't a shift that I booked her for. I booked her for so many shifts. But I was surprised the next day she actually didn't turn up. And I was wondering what was the situation with her. Then it was then you actually explained what actually happened. And that is by the side. I think it's more of the different names rather than what you have done wrong. It's more of the different names. I think she was actually thinking about what you be thinking of doing to her, or possibly opening up to me to say that's not her real name. I think that was the problem. And to add to the question, I think that was Pastor Ife, or was it Pastor Ife? Yeah.
Yes.
I would just say that in every situation that we find ourselves, there is a reason we're there. There's a reason you are in that environment, and it is necessary just like what George has said, for you to pray for direction. Um, you might try to influence the people around there. What is it they're doing that is not very productive, or is not making you move forward? And try as much as possible. I mean, I know when you talk about environment, there are other people around you. Try and see what you can do to impact the environment positively. And just like what George has done, has said, if the environment, if there seems not to be changes, the best thing for you is to move forward. And because you don't want anything that will pull you down, pray to God and seek the face of God, and then move forward. I think, George, you said in the teaching that we need to delete
Yeah.
and some things from our thoughts or from our memories and things, for new ones to be there. I will link that to a change. It's a change. And for us, not everybody embrace change. But if we're able to embrace change, it's a positive thing. Because if we're deleting, that means we're deleting old things and new things are going in, which is completely different from the way we used to think, from the way we used to do things. I think it is something that is a bit difficult for us as human beings to do. But at the same time, if we're able to embrace that change, it will make a positive impact. That's just my own
Thank,
contribution.
thank you, Yetunde. Thank you. Yetunde was actually the living witness. She was really there. In fact, everything happened in her very present. And you see, the first, second one, and the third one was really something really, really painful, because she ended up canceling all her shift, and then she felt very uncomfortable. But just to let you know, when we are talking about stronghold, we used to talk about stronghold, pulling down stronghold. Strongholds are not in the air. What the Bible was talking about there is talking about the mind. The stronghold are built in your mind. So when you say pulling down, by pulling down stronghold, is actually talking about the mind. Their hands up. I'll take two more. Let's take coordinator barrister Kenny or Motola. Kenny, go ahead. Then I'll take PC. Kenny, go ahead, please.
Thank you so much, Gerald. That was beautiful. First, I like to advise that this kind of teaching is not what we just listen to at once. It's what we have to listen to over and over again. And here is what I want to say. I want to thank you for what you have said. I'm going to I will be having a situation on Monday, and honestly, I've been praying to God that God should guide me. You see, with the teaching of today, I can tell you I already know what to do. You have just given me an answer as to how to approach the situation. I'm going for a meeting, and you have just put words into my mouth what exactly to say in that meeting, and I'm very grateful. I'm also very grateful for the contribution of your manager. It's this kind of meeting, and believe you me, we should just keep coming and keep inviting people, because you won't know the extent of how much you are imparting lives and how much knowledge you are imparting lives every day, how much knowledge you are giving to people. So permit me to say thank you for a job well done today. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I will take the last one. PC, go ahead. Last one. Go ahead, PC. PC Oswen, I think your hand was up. I think his audio is bad. Let me quickly take Winter. Winter, go ahead. PC, your audio is really bad. We can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Go ahead. We can hear you now.
Okay, thank you, Mr. I really want to commend this teaching and appreciate you. And I learned something new, by in addition to whatever was known before. Yes, I really want to commend this teaching and also like make an input to one question that one of us asked Pastor Kelechi precisely. When you were teaching, something came to my mind that our mind is like an antenna. There are some times signal comes in, which supposed to, when I say signal, I'm talking about what we are supposed to action. Yeah. So we are supposed to action it as at that time, but we keep it as an intention. Yeah. And because we keep it as an intention, because I was coining a word you said, the way we think and what we think, who we think we are. Yeah. So I was able to like come up with something to say. Sometimes we do less to what we are set to do because the force, yeah, the initial force of doing these things, yeah, was being beat down or was not embraced as at the time we receive the signal. So we slow down a bit. As at the time we are to carry it out now, we discover that the force is no longer forceful again. So what I'm just saying, I don't know if you get is my own intake. Yeah, it's my own, yeah. I was able to like come up with something when you were doing the teaching. So when Pastor Kelechi asked that question, my mind went back to it again. And in regard to the place of being silent, I actually also learned something. There was a book I was reading, and it said anger was being defined as punishing yourself for another person's mistake.
Exactly.
Yeah. So somebody made a mistake, but you are the one receiving the punishment as a result of the word anger. So there's a lot that was a lot that he said a lot today. Actually, I really want to say thank you. And
thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. The mind is the battlefield of life. The battle is happening in the mind. That's where the fight is. The fight is in the mind. The fight, in fact, if you can win in your mind, you will win in every other aspect. That's where the fight is. The fight is right in the mind. I'm going to take the very last one, which is Winter. Winter, you are the last person I'm going to take. Go ahead.
God bless you. My microphone wasn't on mute before. I just want to say thank you so much. I'm glad I came on this thing. I actually tried to log in today. I realized no one was there. The Bible said, do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind. When I think about it, every year computer is upgrading, our phone is upgrading, and you know what? Sometimes us human beings, we do not upgrade our mind. I just have 2 words to say about this teaching. For me, it is empowerment and enablement. And I thank you so much. That's my conclusion for this meeting.
Thank you. Thank you. In fact, on this note, I want to encourage all of us. I mentioned about 3 books. Please go ahead. Some of these books are reviewed on our page. If you've not subscribed to the Renew Mind, you are not doing the right thing. Please type on YouTube, the Renew Mind. Just type my name, George Owen. Type the Renew Mind. In fact, that's where our name came from. The transformation can only come when the mind is renewed. Renewed your mind, renew your mind, renew your mind. I want you to go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube page. If you have not subscribed yet, you are not doing the right thing. Go ahead and subscribe. Go through all the videos that we have there. I tell you, your mind certainly will be imparted, and then it will inflect or it will impact on your decision making, and at the end of the day you see yourself making the right decision. Thank you so much for joining today. Our next meeting coordinator, if I get it rightly now, I know it's gonna be September. I'm not too sure of the date. Coordinator, are you there? Let's see the dates. Today is 24th. It's gonna be on the 7th. On the 7th of September. Our next meeting certainly is going to be on the 7th of September. Please don't come alone.
On the 7th.
On the 7th, yeah. I
Yes,
want you
please.
to invite people, invite your friends, invite your loved one. Don't just come up and hear this alone. Don't. You must build people around you. Don't enjoy it alone, because before you know it, do you know, if you are the only worthy person in your street, when things are wrong in the society, it's your house that will come and start throwing stone, as if you are the one that made them to be poor. Have you not noticed it? Especially where I come from in Nigeria, once it's the rich person's house, they will come and start breaking. That's where they will come and set fire, because you are the only one worthy. So please, I beg you, make people around you worthy too by inviting them to this program. I told you about the man that went to the village, gave the uncle money, but do you know the uncle actually wanted to terminate the man's life? He came all the way from Europe, gets to the city in the village, gave the uncle money, and then the uncle decided to attack her spiritually, or attack him spiritually. But do you know what happened? When they went around and started to see what has happened with prayers and everything, the uncle came out and started confessing. And when they asked the uncle, what happened? What did he do to you? He said he came into the village, he gave him dirty money, that the money he gave to him was a dirty one. You can imagine such a mindset. The person gave you money, you said the money he gave to you is actually a dirty money. That's terrible. Please, I beg you, don't let everybody around you be putting high on you. Make them just the same way you are making yourself. Because if you have money, I have money, we are all worthy. I don't think, in fact, people that are poor commit crime more than people that are rich. Rich people don't have time to think on negative stuff. No, they don't have the time. Just to appreciate all of you for staying tuned. Thank you. On the 7th, I'm going to see you again. Hopefully, we are having a guest on the 7th that will come teach us something on investments. I've spoken to the person has promised to be here on the 7th on how to invest on real estate, on how to invest in stock, on how to anything at all, how to invest your money. It's very good that you are here, and I thank you for joining. I mentioned something about savings. I just remember. You say it's not enough, that's why you are not saving. See, you receive some amount of money in your workplace and you are not saving. You said, no, the money, if I save, it will not be enough. I read a book and it said something. It said, it's not that the money is not enough. It's not because you are saving, that's why, as in the money is not enough, that's why you are not saving. That's what you will say. Said, it is not enough because you are not saving. No, that's not it. It is because you are not saving, that's why it is not enough. You know, when I was reading the book, please save is very important. Save 20%. And those savings, the reason for savings is for you to invest it. The person will be coming up to teach us on how to invest our savings, and you'll see at the end our lives will be better. Thank you all for joining. I'll see you on the 7th. Just to say thank you to Williams. Thank you for being there, Williams. Thank you so much. Winter, thank you. Corinne, thank you. One, thank you. Terry, it was nice to see you. Thank you so much, Terry. Precious, is now you're raising up your hand. Sorry, I think our time is up. Thank you, Precious, for joining. Amechi, thank you so much. God bless you. Joseph Bay, thank you. Joseph Bay is Newcastle. Thank you. Thank you for joining.
Newcastle is great. God bless you, sir. God bless you.
Shedra, thank you so much. Ruth Amanda, thank you, Ruth. I'm clapping for you. Thank you for joining. Thumbs up. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Pastor Zion. Thank you, Mosedilone. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Mota Bay, thank you for joining. Former overseas, thank you. Median HOF, thank you. My mom is in the house. Thank you, Florence Sunday. Thank you. As the mom that gave birth to me, thank you. Celebrate my mom, everybody. Let me to clap for my mom.
God bless you, man.
For this wonderful woman.
Mommy, thank you. We love you.
Thank you,
Mom,
Mommy. We love you.
we
Fabiana,
cherish you.
We
Bishop,
love you,
thank
Mom.
I
you
always
so
praise
much.
you every day, Mom.
Esther, thank you for
Mm.
joining. Bilal, Samuel. Bilal, please call me. Call me, Bilal. Please call me. Please call me. Ben, thank you for joining.
Thank
God bless you,
you.
Ben.
Thank you,
God bless you.
everyone. I
Thank
appreciate
you,
you all.
everybody. Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you. I'll
you.
see you on the 7th. God bless you. Bye for now. Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir. God bless.
God
Good
Thank you.
night.
bless
Bye,
you.
everybody.
You
Bye,
said,
everybody.
thank
Good
you.
night.
Bye bye.